Thank you, outgoing Madam Speaker, and all protocol observed. Outgoing Executive Mayor, listening to your address this morning, one would be hard-pressed to believe that this is the city that you are the mayor of. You seem to have lost not only 2 billion rand, but your sense of bearing too on one of the numerous overseas trips that you have been taking. Thank you for your speech, Executive Mayor, but this is the true state of our city. Your hollow words not only highlight how out of touch with reality you are, but it reiterates how out of touch you are with the plight of the residents of Ekurhuleni. Outgoing Mayor, you referred us to a year ago when you gave a long-winded speech in your maiden State of the City address, promising numerous initiatives that were to be game-changing. Executive Mayor, without changing the players, I warned you that the game will always have the same outcome. A year with you and this doomsday coalition in office, and our residents are worse off for it than they have ever been. We have potholes that make our roads look like the surface of the moon. We have sinkholes eating our free infrastructure, and we have tenderpreneurs who have just brown enveloped their way into a contract. We have non-functioning robots, both those on our streets at intersections and on the city's digital platforms. You mention them, but you don't give any indication of action. Under your watch, we are neither an effective nor an efficient city. Executive Mayor, let me book you a return flight to the city which you, your red and lime green friends are running into the ground. I will bring you back to reality by running you through your 6 pillars of failure, which you touched on in your address. The first pillar, provision of quality and sustainable services to all residents, Executive Mayor. You talk about human rights. We have heard many times today how your administration is supposed to be a caring, people-centered government. I find this somewhat hard to believe. A caring government that makes sure large areas of the city sits in darks for days on end. 190,000 streetlights fixed, Mr. Mayor. Where? This is a city where the elderly die because essential devices such as life support and ventilation machines are turned off. A city that runs out of water, even though our dams are full, because we can't attend to leaks and maintain our existing infrastructure. You mentioned the Russell Road Reservoir. One needs to look no further than the Russell Road Reservoir, and many others like it around the city as a feature of your failures. How is it possible, Executive Mayor, that we have a fire department only operating at 30%? How can we attend to our residents in times of need when only 41 of 135 vehicles are in service? How long will it take, Executive Mayor, before the residents of Katlehong have a functioning fire station? You talk about discipline and leadership, and as the Democratic Alliance Caucus, we want to accept your apology. The EMPD blockage of our highways last week caused irreparable damage to our economy by limiting the movement of our people and goods. Not only did these officers tarnish the reputation of the EMPD, but they also tarnished the reputation of hard-working officers who have sworn to serve and protect. Under no circumstances should an essential service like the EMPD hold the people of the city at ransom. The DA agrees and is of belief that every single officer who took part in the illegal strike on the 19th of March should be handing in their badges because clearly they have no respect for it. While this is a shameful act by our essential service workers, they are following in the footsteps of the example you have set. Successive ANC and ANC coalition governments in the city of Ekurhuleni fostered a culture where overtime was the goose that kept on laying the golden egg. We saw that over December with things like grass cutting. The culture you have created is one of overtime, of niks. We have a crisis in this city, not only a financial crisis, but a crisis of managing human capital. The DA implores you, full funded vacancies and half the battle is won, Executive Mayor. Recently, our members of the Roads Oversight Committee visited the city of Ekurhuleni mechanical workshops. No wonder we have a fleet problem. The workshops are in a dire state. Everything needed to run them is put out to tender. This coalition's silver bullet to all problems. Outgoing Mayor, at the end of the day, it is this silver bullet that has blown a hole in service delivery. You talk about insourcing. Competent, dedicated staff have become demoralized, sitting around watching how their functions become adverts on tenders. Luister mooi, meneer die burgemeester. Bevoegde, toegewyde werkers van ons stad se moed word daagliks gebreek wanneer hulle sien hoe hierdie administrasie kontrakteurs aanstel in steede daarvan om vir hulle die nodige toerusting aan te koop om hulle werk te kan doen. The lights go out and your government does not care, Executive Mayor. The taps run dry and your government does not care. You talk about hundreds of potholes that you have fixed, but we can be more specific. Your MMC for Transport and yourself are bragging about 500 potholes in 100 days that have been fixed. That equates to 5 potholes per day, Executive Mayor. Less than 1 per depot in this city. Is that something we should brag about, or does this government just not care? There is no fleet to ensure that waste is collected. Roads are repaired, grass is cut, and that bylaw enforcement takes place. It is true your government just does not care. Now we know that your predecessor, the MMC for Corporate and Shared Services, set the bar low. But Mr. Mayor, you are excelling in dropping it even lower. Pillar number 2, building of a strong financial base to support the city's development. Executive Mayor, your MMC for Finance, Alderman Jongiziswe Dabati, consistently states that residents must pay for the services they use. And I agree. But what services are left with for paying in this city? Should we not look at the statement both ways and start reimbursing residents for services not being provided? Before I get ahead of myself, let's look at the numbers. Because unlike people, numbers don't lie. In February, this coalition went into full panic mode when Eskom published a notice in the media to suspend services due to unpaid bills. Not believing the city's response, we questioned further, and an official response received from the MEC for Kokta in Gauteng stated that the city of Ekurhuleni admitted that as of the end of February, it owed Eskom a whopping 2.5 billion rand. But this is not the only eye-watering figure contained in the reply. Rand Water, 668 million. Other service providers, 2.3 billion. In total, the municipality owes a combined figure of 5.5 billion to all debtors. People living in informal settlements in our townships bear the brunt when these bills go unpaid, because it is this money that is meant to pay for service delivery. You talk about toilets, Executive Mayor. In parts of Tembisa, there are toilets that have not been serviced for months and are brimming with effluent. This coalition is both unkind and uncaring. Outgoing Mayor, in the same response by the MEC, and I quote, "The city is operating in a break-even point, where the actual cash collected is utilized in financing its daily operating activities. The current economic conditions are constrained and the financial position is not favorable. Monthly cash focus is prepared based on the collection levels and the operating requirements revised based on the status on hand." Close quote. It is really a matter of time before the city goes bankrupt. Or are we already bankrupt, Mr. Mayor? 24 March 2025, and I quote again, "Ekurhuleni in an 85 million rand tender battle at the SCA after bank account attached, apologies, close quote. Let's rather than agree to wait with any new ICT tenders for now, Executive Mayor. With an average of 10 days cash on hand, the writing is on the wall. At the rate in which the bills residents are getting and the estimates, we can only imagine how much creative accounting takes place in the finance department. Cooking the books may look good on paper, but again, outgoing Executive Mayor, the reality on the ground is vastly different. Another cause of disagreement, outgoing Mayor, which you have addressed, was the charging of residents to have their power connected when there has been vandalism of city infrastructure. You would have seen the hundreds of emails sent, Mr. Mayor, with the heading, "Residents being forced to pay for stolen cables." You have gone on radio, Executive Mayor, saying that no such policy exists, when to the contrary, this has been a bylaw since 2010. Rest assured, on behalf of our residents, the DA continue to fight, and we welcome your scrapping of this ridiculous notion. I need to state it publicly, Executive Mayor. The video from the Freedom Front Plus caucus, claiming that a petition was submitted and therefore your decision to scrap the charge to residents, is misleading and untrue. The formal sitting of council has not taken place, and therefore to state that such petition has been submitted is misleading. I repeat that, Executive Mayor.
Point order, Madam Speaker.
I then repeat, Executive Mayor, the formal sitting of council.
Councillor Pretorius, just a bit, Councillor Bash.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, as we've already established early on in the day, that behavior and calling of names like that to other parties should be curtailed. Madam Speaker, I'm going to ask you to have that DA councillor withdraw that statement that he's just put across to this House. It was defamatory
I can't withdraw.
and not fair.
Councillor Bash, we've missed the statement.
He was screaming liar, liar across this whole entire House. It's defamatory and uncalled for. And I'm going to ask him to withdraw.
Okay. Councillor Pretorius, please proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And I will just reiterate, Executive Mayor, the formal sitting of Council has not taken place, and therefore to state that such petition has been submitted is misleading. Ek wil dit duidelik maak. Ons ding nie meer met die Vryheidsfront Plus nie en ons is nie in kompetisie nie. Maar ek sal nie dat die harde werk van DA raadslede misgekyk word nie. Ons moenie uitgaan en vir ons gemeenskappe lieg nie, meneer die burgemeester. The third pillar, Executive Mayor, economic development, growth and job creation, with a special focus on the Aerotropolis and the revitalization of the manufacturing sector. Outgoing Mayor, you agreed that the hallmark of a successful city is a thriving economy. I need to dispel the myth that Ekurhuleni was once a thriving manufacturing hub. Germiston, Boksburg, Kempton Park, Edenvale, Benoni, Springs, Nigel, Brakpan and Alberton. Those were all hubs of manufacturing excellence before the ANC brutalized the environment through neglect over the past 25 years. They were thriving hubs built by something South Africans do best, and that is hard work and ingenuity. But local is not so lacquer for this coalition. Centralized bundling has been the death knell for industry, coupled with power outages, water outages, and inefficient planning. Your mention of Nigel, now if killing off local industry and supplanting it with foreign agencies, like the new steel plant in Ward 88, is your coalition's idea of success, then you are excelling. Investment in our city should not be from a Chinese counterpart who brings their own labor to our city, Executive Mayor. To date, I would want you to advise us how many local laborers and SMMEs have benefited from the construction of that steel factory. Try and sell this success to the thousands of residents who have become unemployed and now rely on the 350 Rand Ramaphosa salary. You referred us to statistics, Outgoing Mayor. Q4 of the Labour Force Survey for 2024, as published by Statistics South Africa, indicated that most unemployed people are below the ages of 35. This does not bode well for the future of our city. Across our city are innovation hubs and fab labs, which were once touted as game-changing. These were established to empower our youth, to drive innovation and entrepreneurship. Yet many of them lie fallow, white elephants that were milked like cows to make money. There are economic nodes in a similar vein, wasting away, going to seed. Speaking of seeds, one needs to look no further than the Ekurhuleni fresh produce market to see a missed opportunity. Talk about wasted potential. After our visit, highlighting how millions of rands of the city's money have gone to waste, I saw a response from the city with some ill-contrived spin. So, Outgoing Executive Mayor, before you leave, let's get a real answer today as to when this facility will be used for the purpose it was intended for, and not get some gobbled spin from an official. Like I said earlier, Executive Mayor, nothing changes without new players. There is an economy that this ANC, EFF and Action SA coalition is ensuring runs like a well-oiled machine, and that is the illegal one. Without a functioning city planning department, anything and everything goes. The city of Ekurhuleni is a laughing stock when it comes to city planning. When you don't have inspectors to regulate land use building bylaws, you have anarchy. When you leave council today, Outgoing Mayor, slow those blue lights down and drive through the precinct of the Dumisani Masilela theatre that you claim to be cleaning. It is a reality check of the world your government has created for the people of Ekurhuleni. Illegal land use, bylaw infringements, illegal businesses, and building violations. Ultimately, a thriving illicit economy proudly brought to you by this failed coalition. My colleagues in corporate and shared will tell you, if you don't fill funded vacancies, how are you ever supposed to have a human capital to run an efficient city? The simple answer is, Executive Mayor, you can't. Pillar number 4, conducting essential repairs and maintenance of public facilities. Outgoing Mayor, it would be fascinating to understand how a caring government shuts clinics on Saturdays. A truly caring government won't. But the answer is the same as all the others. The city under this doomsday coalition has fleeced the coffers and there is nothing left for service delivery. Overcrowding, excessively long queues, dilapidated infrastructure, and a severe lack of essential resources are just some of the issues with the Ekurhuleni clinics. The challenges observed at these clinics are as a direct result of the systematic issues. These are not isolated incidents. They are symptomatic of a deeper historical rot brought to you by a successive ANC government excelled by EFF participation. Staff at these clinics not only work in dire conditions, but they bear the brunt of community frustrations when the fault lies at the feet of this coalition. Another element of a healthy city that is often overlooked does not lie in our clinics, but in the spaces we use recreationally. Like the world-class theatre just down the road, which has fallen victim to urban decay. The 100-year-old Germiston golf course could very well soon close its doors because of bureaucratic bungling. Executive Mayor, with the better management of facilities like stadiums, theatres and recreational spaces, not only could the city generate needed revenue to ensure the upkeep, but could also inculcate a culture of sports and arts. Resolve the issues with lease agreements, outgoing Mayor, or face the reality of even more dilapidated spaces. Pillar number 5, investment on critical infrastructure in partnership with the private sector. Executive Mayor, you talk about investment and mention Midvaal. Let's be honest, DA-run Midvaal municipality is the private sector choice when it comes to investment. Heineken, as we know, had the choice of setting up shop in Ekurhuleni or Midvaal. A business-friendly environment built on the back of service delivery excellence made Little Midvaal the destination of choice back then. Almost 10 years later, Southlet Malt Council has partnered with Heineken on a $108 million deal to be situated where? In Midvaal, Executive Mayor, not the city of Ekurhuleni. The private sector relationships you mentioned, your government has claimed to have strengthened has been to get on with things, despite you, not because of you, Executive Mayor, so don't claim them. All around Ekurhuleni, private individuals, community groups and businesses are conducting the investment on infrastructure where you have failed. Businesses have repaired potholes, cleaned intersections, and in some cases made use of private security to do the work of SAPS and EMPD. Community groups have repaired walkways, replaced road signage, and they even cut the grass, Executive Mayor. You have not stimulated the private sector. Business and communities are doing it for themselves. And whilst you thank them for their work, don't exclude others like the Clean Brakpan Initiative and a number of others throughout the city. In fact, you should go out of your way to thank them individually for the work that they do within the city. Pillar number 6, preserving good and ethical governance. Outgoing Executive Mayor, you have made it known that there is some 2 billion rand scandal that you have uncovered. You have been quoted in the media stating that you intend to beat the bushes until the tigers jump out. Tigers are not native to Africa, Executive Mayor, which is why under your leadership, people have been allowed to beat the bushes to make 2 billion rand worth of public leopards and buffalo jump into their pockets. Have you seen red, Executive Mayor? Because I'm sure I have. And over the weekend, everyone on social media saw it too. Executive Mayor, this government cannot claim to be ethical when it increases property rates at alarming intervals to make up for the 2 billion that you have lost. Earlier this month, IPID arrested 6 EMPD officers for alleged extortion. We have a chief of police who is on suspension, accused of unethical behavior. His anointed successor has a cloud over his head. Again, another officer whom IPID have flagged. When will these matters be finalized, Executive Mayor? Surely this style of governance is not good. It's certainly not ethical. What action steps have you taken, Mr. Mayor? The fish rots from the head, but it's safe to say we are beyond the point of rot. We are in a full state of decomposition. I quote, Executive Mayor, Ekurhuleni's Dr. Mashazi fails to overturn 12-month suspended sentence for ignoring court orders. Close quote. Mr. Mayor, can you advise this House if we still have a city manager? Executive Mayor, I want to end off by saying to you, and I would like to thank you, the ANC, the EFF, and Action SA, for tilling the electoral soil. Your tenure in office has been a showcase to the residents of this city as to what happens when you are governed by greed for position political parties. This coalition is running on borrowed time because as surely as the sun will set on you and this unhealthy relationship, the sun will rise on a day at dawn, ushering in a brighter tomorrow for all Ekurhuleni's residents, focusing on the basics and not promising the world. I thank you, Executive Mayor.